It's a simple question, but maybe it's not a simple answer. Welcome back to Fog Football. We put up for a poll. Was that a penalty for Rangers against Aberdeen? We've got 713 votes. 57% have voted yes, 43% have voted no. Bagat. So, yes, wins, but it's not a majority. It's quite close. And I think the first comment sums it up. I'm a Celtic man. And even I can't say it wasn't a penalty. End of the day, the laws of the game say no shirt pull. It's a professional. Good and is a stonewaller. Sorry, my fellow Celts, but we need to stop being bitter. At least they stuttered also that weekend. Yeah, I'll give that a hearts up. That's a fair enough comment there to say. Gary, your text says it wasn't a pen, but then say it's a stone waller. Changed iPhone recently and not gotten used to the keyboard and I hate this thing. He said, can't. Point is, right, Celtic fan being honest and saying it was a penalty. You know. So, totally understand where he's coming from, and it was a penalty. Stuart says, the fact that this is even being discussed is remarkable. It is, but it is being discussed, and there's been, I mean, this poll tells you everything you need to know. Like, if I think it shouldn't be discussed, and I think it should be like a 95-5 thing, but we're looking at a 57-43 thing, which is quite incredible. As a Rangers fan, I would say if you're keeping things consistent with other calls, any sort of shirt tugging is a pen. As a football fan, it's a soft one. I think players should be booked for pulling shirts, but it's not worth a penalty any day of the week. And I'm sick of seeing players go down from that sort of shit and ruining the flow of the game. That goes for every team in the league. I agree with that. Like I touched on it. I said, letter of the law, it's a penalty. Every other team should be getting these. But at the end of the day, I hate seeing players dive. I hate seeing them go down easy. It's pathetic. They're grown men. And I get the argument about Connor Goldson being 6'3", but I said, where do you draw the line? Do you draw the line at 6 foot? And if you're under 6 foot, it's all right if you fling yourself to the ground. But if you're above that, you can't. You can't police football that way. The only way to police football is like I don't even know, man. It's changed over decades. So to bring it back to what you would want it to be, old school wise, it's never really realistic. MCB says, if it is, I expect every single shirt pull given as a penalty. The score will be 46-40 most games. Big man. William Dunlop. But what you've got to think about as well, right? It's not going to be every shirt pull, even though by the letter of the law it should be, right? But if Goldson had was pulling him, the pet it would never have been given. It's the fact Goldson's trying to run. This guy's pretty much standing still, holding Goldson. You see the stretch of the shirt, man. It's like that. And that's why Goldson's went down. William Delop says, people who say never a penalty would be sick if it was their team and not given. It was a penalty. Timmy says, it was never clear and obvious errors. The referee was standing right in front of it. But of course, VAR had to save the wee deed club. Well, yesterday was never a clear and obvious error, but the referee went over in the fat again and disallowed Celtic getting a penalty. So what are we going to moan about there? Never a penalty. It's not the fact that it's not a penalty, it's how 100% they wouldn't give that against Rangers. I said, and Celtic, like, would they give it? Of course, they wouldn't give it against Celtic either. See, this whole gimmick that there's a cartel and there's one team involved. Let's be real, right? I'm a Rangers fan, but see if there is a cartel against teams in this league, the old firm are running it. If there is, because let's be real, right? If Goldson does this to a Ross County player at Ibrox, is this going to be given? Probably not. I'm willing to accept that. See if Carter Vickers does it at home to Stevie May, is that going to be given? Probably not. I think you have to be rational, and I think you have to just realise that that's just the way things are, and it ain't just a Scottish thing, it's an English football thing as well. It's a La Liga thing. The top teams do seem to get the softer decisions. That's reality, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Patrick Conway says, consistency is needed. Celtic had around 3 shirt pulling offences on them in a recent game in Dingwall. No penalty given. Therein lies the problem. 9 replies, I can't be arsed reading them. And you know what? They did. And they probably should have been given. But the referee didn't, and that's the problem. We need consistency, and I agree with that. It can't just be you give some, you don't give others. It cannot be that. Let's put it this way. If it was the other way around, it wouldn't have been given. Says everything. Here, like I said earlier, I think the old firm do get the benefit of the doubt most of the time, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see. Like, next, maybe in the League Cup final, we'll see an instant where it was very similar, and Aberdeen don't get it. Alistair Law says, Lewis is a pundit. Mr. Magoo, the Aberdeen player, never pulled his famous Glasgow Rangers top. Joe Lewis, man, he's an absolute fud. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, guys, you guys have reacted to whether or not it was a penalty. The final poll reads 57 to 43. But we've got a lot of action tonight. Aberdeen, Helsinki, Rangers against Aris Limassol. Looking forward to the games. But until next time, peace.